what's up guys? NinjaDeathStrike here, bringing you another Pokemon Showdown battle. We have my last set of battles before Pokebank came out on Showdown. My last set of battles where Kangaskhan was legal, and the last set of battles before I went on break. So let's take a look at the teams. My opponent's team is up here. It's looking pretty solid. Lots of guys that we're seeing in OU, or again, were seen pre-Pokebank. Pinsir is interesting. I'm assuming it's his Mega. I don't know if there's any reason to have Pinsir otherwise. But the rest of these guys are solid OU good stuff. We've got the Tyranitar Excadrill combo here for rocks and spinning, I'm assuming, and then some other guys to kind of hold the fort, with Gengar probably as one of his finishers, along with Pinsir. So here's my team. Again, kind of the second team I had built. I think it's the same as it was in the last video. We've got poor Probopass here getting some much needed screen time, and then, you know, these guys win the game and these guys do utility stuff. So let's see how the match is going to go. I'll get it started. So I'm going to lead with Azumarill, probably predicting the Tyranitar. He does go with the Tyranitar. And that's going to give me basically a free attack. I decided just to go for the Waterfall. It's going to do good damage on anything he brings in. No need to go for the Fairy attack because I'm predicting a switch. So he's going to go back into Tyranitar here, as I'm going to switch into Probopass, and I Volt Switch out rather than setting up my rocks, which is an interesting choice. But I'm going to Volt Switch into Kanga, the Kangaskhan, and he gives me a free chance to use attack. So gonna do the double return on Skarmory. That's not gonna do much, but he doesn't Whirlwind me here, which is interesting. I definitely would have gone for the Whirlwind. He goes for the Roost, switches into Gengar, goes back into Excadrill, so he's really predicting around me, and that's fine with me at this point. I don't really care, because I don't know, Kangaskhan's going to get some work in. Now, unfortunately here, the Power-Up Punch just fails to kill. Luckily, though, he does go for the attack, and I'm able to take him out with a Sucker Punch there at the end. So, not going to be able to get through the Skarmory, though. His team is pretty well matched against Kangaskhan, I guess. It's got two guys that can deal with it, so poor Kanga only gets one kill there. He does, however, end up into Skarmory, which is going to let me easily trap him with Magneton, take him out with a Volt Switch, and I just go into Trevenant here, figuring it can at least do something against his team. Gengar comes in. I was pretty certain I'd be able to live a Shadow Ball. I just decide to Suicide, go for the Ghost Curse. That'll keep him from subbing if he is the sub-disable set, and it'll give me a chance to do what I want. And what I want here is to go for the Perilous. I figured if he stays in, if he goes for the sub, fine, because he's taking, you know, damage from Curse too, so that'll do a bunch of damage. But if he doesn't stay in, then I'll get to paralyze something. I killed his ground type, and then I can get up Stealth Rocks the next turn. So that's what I do. I'm gonna be able to get into Azumarill here, finish off his Dragon, and then Gengar comes back in. Gengar is going to be a bit of a problem, but I do predict the Sludge Bomb here and go into Ono's. Then he shows me he is carrying Focus Blast, so it's just a straight up attacking set, which is good to know. He gets a crit here with the Focus Blast. Probably didn't matter, but that's when I found out that Scarf Magnezone is slower than Gengar, so that's useful information to have. The switch to Tyranitar here is pretty obvious, but I don't have a whole lot of choice because Gengar did a number on my team, so I'm basically just going to have to sack Apollo to the Tyranitar, and now it's going to be completely up to Don Quixote to take out the rest of his team. I know that Gengar and Tyranitar are probably level enough to do it, but his Pinsir is at full health, and that's going to be a problem because I'm not going to be able to kill this thing in one hit. So he's just going to Mega Evolve, go for the stab boosted return thanks to Pinsir's ability, and that's going to take me out. So I feel like I played that match pretty sloppy. I might have been able to win if I was a little smarter, but I wasn't. So there we go. That's going to be game one. Moving on to game number two, we have pretty similar teams here. Well, at least our two front men are similar, which is not surprising. These are the two best sweepers in the game at the time, I think. So we're both packing Kangaskhan and Talonflame. He has another 5th gen guy that's everywhere. Can't think of a better word, with Aegislash, who's kind of decreased in popularity a bit, but he still is around. And then Tyranitar, Rotom Wash, Scissor, just solid OU men who do good work regardless of the team they're on. So I don't know why I always forget about Rotom Wash. I need to start using him again too, because he's really good right now. But anyhow, going to be a pretty tough match. I would think his team looks very good, so let's see how it goes. He is going to lead with the Rotom. I'm going to lead with Ono's the Probopass. He's going to burn me. I don't care. For 1, I have a Lumberry. For 2, I don't have any physical attacks. And for 3, whatever, it's Probopass. Like, I got rocks up. I'm done. He did his job. That is literally the only thing he's on this team for. That, and maybe to not die to Talonflame. So, I'm going to Volt Switch into Roswell. He's going to predict me to switch, I suppose, and go for the Will-O-Wisp again, but he's going to miss on Roswell the Magnezone. Not a huge deal, since I don't care about being burned anyhow. But he is going to then switch out into Tyranitar, who I forget has Crunch sometimes, so I'm going to waste my switch initiative and instead just have Trevenant die. So that was cool. That was good. I bring in Kangaskhan in response to the Tyranitar. He's going to go into Aegislash. I predict the King Shield here, and I go for the Earthquake. I'm not stupid enough to try and attack into an Aegislash when it is likely to King Shield, so I am able to sneak in a Sucker Punch there. He shows me that he doesn't have Sacred Sword, which is good for me because I get to kill him. Flash Cannon does a lot of damage. He must have been running a mix set. But Kanga survives, which is important. She's still around to finish off the game if I need her. Talonflame is a big pain in the butt, and I'm going to bring in Ono's to try and paralyze it, but obviously that's not going to work. He sees that coming a mile away, switches into Scissor, goes into one of his slow guys, but uses the turn to set up a Defog, which is interesting. The fact that he does that leads me to believe he's probably not Choice Banded, and that he probably doesn't have a good attack to hit me with. So I'm going to go for the Swords Dance here, completely forgetting Tyranitar is still alive. So I waste that turn. I could have killed the Scissor, and instead I did nothing, which is a good way to lose games. So going to switch out into Don Quixote here, take basically whatever the Tyranitar wants to throw at me, and then kill it with Play Rough. So I'm actually able to take a Crunch and a Stone Edge there. That's very nice. And I don't die to the sand, so I'm actually going to be able to get in some switch advantage too. So he goes for the Power Up Punch here. That's a problem. Luckily, I still have Apollo. I'm going to be able to hurt him badly and then kill myself so that he can't get any more boosts. Go into Roswell here. And even though he does have the Sucker Punch, I'm going to force him to use it. I don't know if he knew I was Scarfed at this point or not. But anyhow, I basically force him to go in for Sucker Punch instead of Earthquake because of my Scarf, and that's going to let me kill him. So that's nice. I still have his Talonflame, which is causing major problems. Luckily here, I can at least go into Ono's. Flare Blitz is going to hurt a lot, but it would also bring his health down low enough to hopefully to the point where I'd be able to take him out. But again, he just goes right into Scissor. He knows I want that thing paralyzed because that's basically how I think I'm going to be able to win. So he's going to do some switching around. Ono's is going to die. He's at 1% with a burn, so he's death fodder at this point. I'm going to go into Kanga here and hope that I'm strong enough to take out this Rotom Wash, but I'm not even close. However, I do catch a huge break here. Hydro Pump misses. That means Kanga is going to be alive, and his team is very hurt. So he's going to go into Scissor. I make another giant mistake, letting him go for the Defog. I'd seen it before. I know that if he switches Talonflame in, he dies. So I should have predicted that that was going to happen and just killed him. Instead, I'm an idiot, and I try to Sucker Punch him, and then I give him a chance to get back in the game that he had no business being in otherwise. So that's going to be it. Talonflame's going to kill me, and I could have easily won. So there we go. Those are going to be the two matches, both losses, which I don't happen very often, but they were both good matches, and they were back-to-back, so I put them up. So way to end things off with this team with a double loss video, but hopefully you guys liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Check out the links in the description, and I will have more coming your way shortly. Thanks, guys.